Julia's Eyesight Adventure. Hi. I want to challenge the assumption that the only proper way to measure eyesight is with 20/20. You know, people are familiar with this chart, which you stand in front of and you test one eye and then you test the other eye and you see whether it matches up to this rather arbitrary standard of being able to see the designated size of letter at the designated distance of 20 feet with both eyes. The thing is, because this is what opticians do when you go to get your eyes tested, everybody has the impression that this is the only way to think about eyesight. That either on the one hand you have 20/20 vision, or you can get 20/20 vision with the use of lenses, or on the other hand you have something that is not 20/20 or that varies, and therefore it's useless. And this is so not true, because there is a middle ground. So why am I so keen on the middle ground? Well, for one thing, going to an optician and getting a pair of glasses which give you 20/20 vision in this eye and 20/20 vision in this eye does not actually guarantee that you can see well, or perfectly, or adequately, or that you can see without getting disturbances, migraines, difficulties. And the reason for this is that eyesight is more than just being able to see sharply with each eye. And mainly it's to do with being able to use both your eyes together, but it's also to do with what your brain does with the information it gets. So not only does it have to coordinate the image from each eye to make a nice 3D imagination in your head, it also has to feed out into the eyes the attention that you need in order to actually notice anything. If you wear glasses, there are advantages. So, if you can't see well enough to drive, then obviously glasses help you to be able to do that and to see at a far enough distance to function without crashing. On the other hand, glasses do limit your vision in certain ways. When you put lenses in front of your eyes, they're shaped a certain way, so your eyes are directed to look straight through the middle of them. You can't look around the edges because that gives you a different focus. So it kind of brings your eyes in and limits the way you're allowed to look at the world. And then of course you've got the frames which limit your side vision. So there's a couple of questions here. First, do you actually need correction for the task you're performing? Now, if you're short-sighted and you're reading, you may well not need correction. And if you wear correction for reading, short-sighted correction gives you the ability to see in the distance. But what it does if you're reading something fairly close to you is it makes you have to work harder to get the focus, and so it strains your eyes and is not necessarily a good thing. Another thing is that glasses won't necessarily help if you have amblyopia, if you have lazy eye, they call it, or if you have convergence problems. And I think it's highly likely that a lot of people who have very slight convergence problems, that problem is ignored and people are put in glasses and they still can't see because they get things jumping around and they don't know where they're looking, because their two eyes are not pointing in quite the same place. And this is something that needs to be addressed, rather than just saying, here's your glasses, off you go, everything will be fine, you'll adjust. So I want to advocate living in the middle ground, the space between absolutely perfect vision and no, I can't possibly cope with that. Somewhere in between those two, you have a range. Your eyesight is variable and adaptable, and your focus goes in and out the whole time if you're not wearing glasses. So you find that your range is probably broader than you thought it was if you've been wearing glasses for some years. And then you can start thinking about other issues, such as, okay, I have, for example, short sight, but why is one eye more short-sighted than the other eye? What is the reason behind this? And you can start exploring your vision and playing with ideas that involve other techniques apart from just wearing glasses. So practicing convergence, for example, with a Brock string, or patching to relax one eye or the other eye, because one eye might have more strain than the other one. And you won't ever know that unless you play with it and try different things. And I'm not saying don't have glasses. And I think, although Dr. Bates in his earlier career was a bit dramatic about it and said, oh, you shouldn't have glasses, take them off, break them, don't use them anymore. He softened a bit in his later years, and it clearly is ridiculous nowadays to say, oh, you shouldn't wear glasses at all whatsoever. But what I'm saying is, have your glasses and only use them when you actually need to use them, and become aware when you're using them when maybe you don't need to use them, and also become aware what other things you might do to learn more about your eyesight and to make it more efficient, using your own awareness, really. So, using your memory and imagination, livening them up, being aware of movement, practicing the relationship between the centre and the periphery, and then the other things that are taught by optometrists, developmental optometrists, the Brock string, for example. And that way, I think we can end up more conscious of what's going on with our vision, using our vision better, taking care of our eyes more, and actually seeing more than we would if we just, may I say, blindly put our glasses on. Okay, see you next time. Bye.